Hi, welcome to my channel, welcome to this video. My name's Aaliyah and I have a cool thought that I want to share with you. Okay, so I just made a little Instagram reel on this, and basically there are two ways to learn that I'm going to talk about, two ways to retain information, to channel your intellectual intelligence, whatever. There's the kind of Western public school ingrained style, cram it in your brain, learn it, study it, memorize it, commit it to your mind, script it. And then there's passively be present in life and allow the experience to just be what it is. And don't stress your mind out. Don't try to cram it, but be open to what you're experiencing. And then dive into your body, dive into the wisdom of your nervous system, listen to your tissues, your cells, and recall the memories just like that. The colors, the textures, the sensory experiences, all the associations, a rich world of memory tied into your body, your nervous system. By the way, I don't know if you can hear my cat purring, but she's hanging out on my frequency healing device bag thing. I'm such a nerd for these things. But yeah, so why am I thinking about this? I had a moment today where I was processing something pretty emotional and I wanted to remember that because I was like, oh, that's good. That's a really powerful insight. That's pretty deep and is probably going to stay with me for a while and continue to come up for me at later points. It was a really deep realization I had about myself and the way that I process and my past experiences, past memories, all that stuff. By the way, I just want to give a moment to these little braids. I felt like making these a couple days ago and I haven't taken them out. And I like them. So yeah, and then I kind of just cause for me, when I get a download, you call it a download, or inspiration or an insight that comes, the creative part of me, which is a lot of me. I mean, I'm an artist. I'm sitting here next to my my drawing pad, and you know what? I'm going to show you actually two pieces I've been working on. This is my art, everybody. Do you see the horses? There's horses over here. I'm going to fill this up with textures up the wazoo, but that's one piece, work in progress. Here's another one I started a couple years ago. I just want to show you the details on here. I am a super detail-oriented gal, okay? This is my inner world. This is what it feels like and looks like all the time. This is nowhere near finished. So that's my art, okay? So that's an example, straight up, of the kind of energy that is always in me. And the intensity and the depth and the focus and the richness, there's worlds upon worlds upon worlds within worlds. And that kind of is mirrored in the level of detail that I have in my drawings. So when I have an emotional revelation, perhaps you can imagine, given the context of how intensely and richly and deeply I feel things, there's a part of me that turns on and says, oh my God, this is divine inspiration. I need to do something with this. I need to channel it. And I guess I'm doing that through making this video. But it's this hunger, this drive that just turns on in me. And I'm this is gold. This is key. This can change people's lives. This is amazing. I just when the connections are made in my brain, I feel enlightened. It's one of my favorite feelings, one of my favorite experiences, is this feeling when things connect in my mind and my body and my spirit on all the levels. It's just integration feels so good. And one of the things that came from my emotional insight was because that energy was so big and I didn't have a way to box it up and put it away and hold on to it forever, like I do with the drawings, you know what I mean? I can make them and then I have something to hold and it's there and it's relatively permanent, you know? I mean, everything is impermanent after a certain amount of time. Life, matter, particles get recycled, change forms, whatever. But in this lifetime, I'm going to have these drawings for many, many years, and it's going to be really satisfying, and I'm going to love holding on to them. Fun fact, I don't like to sell my original artwork because I just love it too much. I sell prints, but not my original artwork usually. So anyway, I had this frustration following this impulse, this connection that I made about myself. And the frustration was, oh, darn it, I lost it, or, I'm not going to remember it. But then I remembered something else, and that's what I came here to talk about. And that is that there is another way, a different way to process information, to extract value from information, and to teach it and share it. And that way is choosing to access a certain memory or access the information, the wisdom, through your body. And the body remembers everything. The nervous system is like, that's my supplement timer. My goodness, I just live in a world of health and geeky mind, body, spirit, health things. It's just my universe. It's just my universe. The body remembers everything. And so, and it made me think of, what I brought up earlier in the video, which is kind of what public school at least taught me to do, which is stressful. And it's also the opposite of, like, even biologically, naturally, how I'm wired and how I think a lot of people are wired. I'm not saying it's, not for everybody, but it's not for a lot of people, and I'm one of those people. Public school it fucked me up more than it did good for me, honestly. Anyway, yeah, like, they teach you to just stress your brain out and cram things into the front of your brain. But that never worked for me. It never, ever, ever worked for me, and I never studied for a test. I never studied. I couldn't. I hated it. I hated school through and through to the end. I hated it. Because I am such a feelings person, and I'm also incredibly intellectual. I can be very astute, very articulate. I mean, that's just a thing about me. But I'm just reflecting on this. It's a little point, a little detail. Maybe it can, the reason that I share these things pretty much most of the time is because first I want to relate to people, and then second, and just equally, I want to help people. I want to serve people. I want to share people the discoveries of my inner universe and revel in them alongside other people who might benefit from using them. So just at the end of the day, for what it's worth, take this as a reminder or permission slip to, instead of stressing out your brain trying to remember things, if it makes you frazzled, if it makes you feel disassociated, if it makes you feel overwhelmed, if it's too much stimulation, for me it is, trying to cram things to memory. I'm not good at it. If you give me directions to a grocery store in a new neighborhood and it's only 10 minutes away, I'm not going to remember them. I need to either look at a map or to write it down. And if you give me more than 3 or 4 instructions to do something that I've never done before, I'm probably going to need to repeat it out loud to you multiple times or write it down on a list. My brain when I get instructions verbally, my brain, like, it's just like, slow down. Like, I need to just really take my time to absorb things. And I think that's one of the reasons why school just fucked me up so bad, because it just was not in alignment with my pace, with my natural learning rhythm. And so, yeah, like, for me, learning and remembering things is so much more effective when my body and my mind have space to relax and to rest. And so I just wanted to encourage you, if you're the same way, to maybe try out approaching training your memory or learning by just letting yourself have the experience and then not stressing yourself out, not thinking about it. As soon as you start to get stressed out and feel overwhelmed, step away from it. You don't need to like push through all the time. We live in a culture that kind of pushes this narrative. You have to push through and fight and be so self-disciplined and all this stuff. And maybe that works for some people, and it does actually work for some people, but it doesn't work for me. I'm not wired that way. I can try all I want, but I'm pushing against the natural circuitry. There are easier, more harmonious ways for me to remember a fact or to learn something, or to download something. And when I say download, I mean to integrate it into the conscious mind. For example, take something that you're passionate about. I'm sure that you can just talk about it. You can go off about it. It's natural. It comes automatically. You don't need to think. And there are other things that might be interesting or important or valuable or relevant that you want to commit to memory because you appreciate these things. You think these things are cool, they're interesting, and you want to share something valuable with other people. And if it doesn't work to cram them into your mind, it might work better to just feel the memory of them and let that feeling inform your mind. I find for me that if I'm at a loss for words, if I'm trying to communicate something, all I need to do to effectively touch the words that I need to express what's there is to take space and to feel my feelings. And I've actually been in a lot of relationships with people who, didn't really have the patience for that. They didn't understand it. And at the time, I didn't know how to blatantly spell it out for those people. And I never thought to, because that's just how I operate naturally. But I just think it's a cool thing. And I want to talk about it. I want to put some feelings-led representation out into the world. For me, the point, if there is any point that I ever want to make, it lives in my heart, it lives in my body. And I don't like speaking when that's not on, it's not there. And I usually know that I have something really important to say, especially if I'm in a group of people, when my body starts to burn, like my heart speeds up and I get like flushed, and I'll get an idea and then it'll come with those sensations, and that's my body's way of telling me that you have something very important to say. And I speak from the feeling, I speak from the experience. I hate speaking out of my head. I don't like that because it's disconnected. It's not soul to soul. It's empty when it comes to interactions that mean something to me, like forming a relationship, So, yeah, 2 different ways to learn, to absorb. Probably more than 2, but 2 that I'm talking about. Put it in your mind, commit it to memory, intellectual stimulation, which, again, like some people are gifted and able to do that, but I'm not one of those people. Not for all things, I should say, but I mean, I do have capacity to study and commit things to memory or whatever, but public school violated that capacity. Oh my God, they beat it to the ground. So there's that way, and then there's a more somatic approach. Just feeling the experience and allowing the texture of the experience to teach the mind what's real, what's there. It's like my way of connecting with reality. I have to feel it. I have to feel the textures. I'm a very sensorial, feelings person. And it's fun. And I love it. I love it a lot. So I don't know if there's really a point even to this video, but I enjoy thinking about those things. So I'm going to end this now. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you can relate. That would be cool. I'll see you next time.